Let's see who's on the docket today. Oh, it's Werner Enterprises. Hello and welcome to Trucking Answers. I'm Mark, your trainee problem host. Today I want to talk about yet another class action brought by another gigantic carrier, Werner Enterprises. So a trainee says that they violated federal and state minimum wage laws. Duh! That's what they do, in my opinion. All right, so no surprise there. Here's what happened in this case. A trainee went to school at driver management schools called, and of course, they're owned by Werner. A lot of these schools are owned by a lot of these large mega carriers. Right Driver Solutions? She says this is what Werner tells the trainees, all right, when they go out with an instructor. And sometimes instructor is like instructor, meaning someone who just graduated 3 weeks ago. Trainees are to be responsible for their assigned truck and its contents on a 24-hour basis. That, for those of you not in the know, is all the time. Furthermore, drivers cannot engage in pursuits of their own choosing at all, meaning you can't leave the truck and trailer. And I love that because that's part of the off-duty thing. I said duty. If you cannot pursue activities of your own choosing at a location of your choosing, you cannot be off duty. It's as simple as that. The FMCSA has gone into great detail about this with many examples, but if you can't leave the property, if you can't go do whatever you want, you can't be off duty. It's just as simple as that. So because of that, she says she should be paid at least minimum wage for 24 hours a day. And you know what? I agree with her. That's correct. If you can't do whatever you want, why shouldn't you be paid? Well, how much would that be, Mark? Oh, thank you for asking, question from nowhere. If you're out 5 days a week, that's $11.60 gross. That's minimum wage. If you're out 7 days a week, it's $1,682 is minimum wage for 7 days. If you're not making that much and you're out 7 days, you're making less than minimum wage. Keep that in mind. Isn't that awesome? Now, what will happen, of course, is Werner will spend, tens of thousands, maybe hundreds of thousands of dollars, we don't know how much, fighting this so that they don't have to pay people. And the difference is we can see here a lawyer, when you hire a lawyer, do they do a bunch of work at no pay? You go, your first 2 hours is free for me. No, they charge you by the minute. They get paid for all their time. Apparently, that's the difference between an attorney who understands that they should get paid for their time and a driver who'll sit around for hours sometimes and not get paid anything and think it's great. Here's the thing. At the end of this, what will happen? Unfortunately, what normally happens, either it gets dismissed, which is really unfortunate, or the carrier settles the case for X dollars and everybody gets $13 check or whatever. And that's the end of it. The carrier never has to admit wrongdoing. I need somebody to take this through where your carrier is forced to be put down by the courts and say what you did is wrong legally and you can't do it anymore. That's what I need to happen. Will that happen? I have no idea in this case. We'll follow it up. But remember those numbers and how much you're making. I agree with this lady in that if they say you can't go do whatever you want, why shouldn't they pay you? Why do people think it's okay to be at work and not get paid? And the other side, why do companies think it's okay to have employees and not pay them? That's been the whole problem in the industry, and that's what needs to change. Yeah, sure, that's, gets people in, but then they leave because they realize that the real dollars that they make when you're gone is not super great and generally not worth it depending on where you are. So I'll keep this case, it's going to take time, years, of course, to go through if anything ever happens of it. We'll find out, but that's the story today on the docket. We'll be back soon with another Trucking Answers.